Thank you for all competitors for finishing the first SNEP draft. Today I will be going into details on how everybody's draft turned out. Now, there was one person who missed the draft, which was Jacob. Fuck you. I sent you 2 reminders, a 4-hour and a 1-hour in advance, and your little bitch and missed it. Cantrell, you were late. Kafka, you were late. But looks like everybody at least made it, except for Jacob. Fuck you. And I'll be going into a review of your team's picks. Let's get into it. About in this review is D's Lutz, led by league commissioner and D's Lutz head coach Kyle Schofield. And his team is a very well-rounded team, getting the 6th pick in the draft, possibly the most well-rounded team. Not one positioning standing out more than another, other than the running backs and the receivers. With Derrick Henry being their very first overall pick, some were quick to doubt. But projected being the 3rd overall team this season, I predict they will do very well. And may I mention, their coach is very attractive. Let's get to the next team. Rub and Tuggers. Now, they are led by head coach Aiden, and their team is a very interesting team. They're first brought with a lot of doubt and hate, but Lamar Jackson being the quarterback on this team really does make it a major plus. Now, Aiden did get fucked with a lot by Andreas, but I can see them being a very good competitor in the league this season. Let's get to the next team. Talking about is Gabo Film, led by dumbass head coach Gabo McDonald. Now, to start off his draft, he picked the quarterback in the first round. Nonetheless, Tom Brady in the first round, which Tom Brady is not a bad quarterback. I would consider him one of the greatest, but he is not a first-round fantasy draft pick in 2021. You're a dumbass. And the other kind of confusing pick he had was Leonard Fournette, because he had been dropped 2 hours before the start of our draft, and Gabo decided, hey, that's my guy. Even though he's not on a team, could work out. That's still a dumb choice. Now, other than that, his team isn't that bad. His team doesn't have a lot of all-stars, but he has a lot of sleepers that I think could end up doing well. But the cons way over the pros. So, Gabo Films has a shit coach. Let's get to the next team. The next team I'll be talking about is Jaden Has Chlamydia, coached by Andrew. They definitely have a homer coach, which kind of makes him a dumbass. But, other than that, his team isn't that bad. His receiver game is good. Quarterback is good. And that's it. Let's go to the next team. What we'll be talking about is the Chubby Chasers, led by head coach Andreas. Now, during the draft, he was possibly the biggest asshole you could meet. He would make fun of you for every pick, even if it was a good pick, just to be an ass. Now, I feel bad for Andrew because he fucked on him the most, but overall, he has a very good team, and I could see him being a Super Bowl winner here. So, good luck to you, even though you're a fucking asshole. Let's go to the next team. Now, the next team we'll be talking about is the Butt Munchers, led by Peter the Destroyer. Now, he possibly is the shittiest picker I've ever seen. Projected to get last place, 1-13. Peter is leading his team with Kyler Murray, who is a good quarterback, but, you know, he also has Saquon, but overall, his bench just gets a little iffy. But he's meant to be shit. Peter, I hope you do well. But I'm sorry, yours. Now, the next team I'll be talking about is Zaddy Trell Mix, led by Kaijo Auntie Boy. Now, his team didn't start off half bad because for the first 4 rounds, he wasn't picking. But as soon as he gets back, everybody's like, oh, Cantrell's in the draft. Then he picks Cam Newton. And then his very next pick to go back-to-back quarterbacks is Matthew Stafford. And he thinks those were good picks at that time, which they were not. He has Michael Thomas, great receiver, #1 receiver in the league. And he has Will Lutz, who he picked way too early. You know, he has 3 quarterbacks, and later in the draft he picks Jared Goff. And he just has a very rough team in general. Let's just go to the next one. Talking about Papa Peter, led by Jacob. Now, I don't really have anything to say about his team. His team is very average. I predict he'll go about 7-7, but he wasn't there for the draft. So, next person, Big Balls, led by J-Dog. And his team is pretty good. I predict he'll get about 4th in the league, which is pretty good. I think he'll be in top tier. He may get into the Super Bowl. I don't know if he will win, but I think he has a chance. His team is overall just very good. His all-stars are Ezekiel Elliott, Godwin's there, but he has Odell on the bench. He has a great team. I predict he'll do pretty well. Now the next team I'll be talking about is the Stoners, led by Nicholas. And his team is probably the best team in the league, if I'm going to be completely honest. Now, as a coach myself, I'm rooting for an injury. So I'm going to get dicked by the Stoners. And yeah, he's probably got the best team in the league. He didn't say a word, so most humble team in the league. So good luck to you, the Stoners. If it's not me, I hope it's Jacob. If it's not Jacob, I hope it's you. Good luck to all competitors. This recaps our draft recap.